Please rewind this cassette.
So 8 Mile was that rap movie from 2002. I saw it in the theater when I was 12, and it was amazing. A surprising critical and financial success upon its release. I honestly think it's aged pretty well, the main reason being the dynamic and electric rap battles. 8 Mile's like Rocky, Saturday Night Fever, and Boys in the Hood put together in a mean sandwich. We follow Jimmy, B-Rabbit, as he climbs the ladder of the Detroit rap scene. The current champion is Papa Doc, played by Falcon. His crew beats the shit out of Rabbit, and one of the guys even bangs his girlfriend. These guys are dicks. So the whole movie builds up to the final series of battles, eventually leading us to Rabbit versus Doc. Now to go back to the Rocky metaphor from earlier, Papa Doc is Apollo Creed, and Rabbit is Rocky, the underdog that comes from nothing. The world is against him. In the first two of the final three battles, Rabbit gets to go second. At first seeming nervous, he quickly dominates his competition with his sick flow and skill with words.
This guy raps like his parents jerked him. He sounds like Eric Sermon, the generic version. This whole crowd looks suspicious. It's all dudes in here, except for these bitches.
You know, this actor's pretty good. I think he has a shot at a legitimate rap career. He even looks like Eminem. Of course, I'm talking about Lotto. So it all comes down to this: a white boy in an ocean of black people. The defending champ gets to decide who goes first, and rather cockily gives it to Rabbit. This was a mistake. Having a whole movie built around a guy's life being so shitty is fairly cliche stuff, but director Curtis Hanson has a way of elevating any material he works with. This guy made LA Confidential. What Rabbit does here is brilliant, because it's the catharsis for his character, and perfectly finishes his arc within the story. Instead of coming out against Papa Doc with a series of insults, Rabbit turns his disses on himself. This shocks Papa Doc, who is no doubt going to use this material for his own set. After ripping himself a new asshole, Rabbit then exposes Doc for his lack of street cred, pointing out that he's not from the streets, he didn't grow up poor, he went to a private school, his parents are married and in love, and of course, the worst of all, his name is Clarence. So I guess in the world of this movie, you're a punk-ass bitch if your mom and dad love each other and you received a good education. This is a great message for children. Did Clarence go home and yell at his parents, "How dare you stay together for 20 years? I hate you." I remember after seeing this movie in the cinema on the car ride home, I tried to convince my mother to leave my father, because I wanted to be cool, like Rabbit. In this moment, Rabbit has done the extraordinary. Without directly attacking the character of his opponent, he doesn't lean on cheap jabs or anything overtly offensive. By making the majority of his attacks on himself, he wins over the audience with the sincerity. This is what those of us who grew up on the streets call keeping it real, yo. 8 Mile uses the formula of a sports movie, but it places it in a new setting, so we get a surprisingly effective story. Rabbit's a dreamer, and in this moment we can see in his eyes that his dreams are coming true. This movie ends with him embracing his friend Future, as his future is now set. He then walks down an alleyway as Lose Yourself starts to play in the background, and we roll credits. Rabbit has overcome his demons, and like Rocky or Tony from Saturday Night Fever, he comes out the other side a better man, not richer or famous, but given something better, a personal victory, a new level reached. While the rest of the movie's pretty good, it's in these rap battles that we see the cinematic potential of hip-hop. Sure, years later we would get Straight Outta Compton and The Get Down, both sharing some elements with this movie, but even at almost 20 years old, 8 Mile still feels like something special. There's just so much energy in these scenes, and I always get a little bit choked up and riveted and just kind of in awe of everything in the last 10 minutes. Because in the end, Jimmy and us, the audience, do lose ourselves to the music.